Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, Cap Social Network once again. So fellas, how many times has it been, and this is on behalf of all of my fellas that may be dating single mothers, fellas without kids of their own, however may be happening to date a woman that has kids from a previous relationship or either a previous relationship or previous relationships. And the reason I say previous relationships is because, and on behalf of the females that may have multiple baby daddies that you may have came across, and you may end up falling in love with that female due to the chemistry the two of you share. And not only that, but to make matters even better, due to the chemistry that you usually may share with either her kid or kids as well, to the extent where they look at you or may have looked at you before as their real father, as taking the place of their real fathers. In most cases, their real fathers are usually deadbeats. Not all cases, but the majority of the time, I would say. But anyway, you could be a man that may happen to be deeply in love with a woman, with a kid by someone else, and it may come a case whereas the kid that you may have, or kids you may have a close bond to, may happen to be involved in extracurricular activities. And this is if her kid may be between the ages of an adolescent to a teenager, somewhere between 13 and 19 years old. And this kid may happen to be involved in extracurricular activities, such as either in a band, on a sports team, and you may have such a close bond to the extent where she may trust you taking that kid, and even, excuse me, because my eyes kind of itching, even scooping up that kid from either band practice or what it may be, either soccer, volleyball, football, softball practice. And while doing so, while being, for instance, on or in the process of dropping off that kid to either band practice or whichever kind of sports they may play practice, you may even partake in staying throughout the whole session until they may get done with whichever practice they may partake in, due to whichever extracurricular activity they may partake in as a result of whatever kind of band they may be in, or what kind of sports they may indulge in, only to call the kid's mother and just to be able to give the kid's mother an update on the kid during whichever kind of practice they may be partaking in, and finding out that the kid's mother sometimes may not even bother by answer the phone, may instead immediately cut off the phone. And sometimes, but not all the time, fellas, that's because the baby mother that you may be dealing with, or single mother you may be dealing with, is still talking to the kid's father, or in some cases fathers, if she may have kids that is by multiple guys. And whether you know it or not, she could, while you're at that her kids, either one of her kids, baseball practice, football practice, or whatever, the whole while she's either at the kid's dad's home, or he may happen to even be, in her home, passing time, if you know what I mean, with her. In other words, having sex, all kinds of freaky and animalistic sex with her, while you're being a simp, partaking in doing all these, you could say, chores for her kids, trying to win her affection that much more. Because some women, when you date some women, guys with kids already, they have that mentality where it's in, if you can't accept their kids, then you don't need to be with them. Although, and even if you didn't help bring their kids into this world, because for the most part, they have a female entitlement mentality first and foremost, and I look at it from this perspective as well. Most single mothers are selfish as well. But it may also come a case where while you're at one of her kids' practice sessions, she may happen to answer the phone, right? Only for her to be partaking and having sex at the same time with that kid's father, or in some cases fathers, especially she may happen to be a complete straight up slut. Because it may come a case when you may call her while you're at her kids either band practice or whatever kind of sports they may be partaking in practice, and she may happen to answer the phone while in the process of being with her 3 baby daddies at the same time. In other words, that she may be in the process of having an orgy with them or having a train ran on them. And it may come a case, because I want to slip in a tabby humor where you may be like, hey baby, I just called to check on you. And she may be like on the receiving end, hey baby, I ain't doing nothing, hearing gulping sounds a whole while. And you may be like, what's that gulping noise? Nothing, baby. I was just trying to clear my throat because there's a little bit of hair in there. And this is one of the main reasons also why you should not, fellas, especially you fellas without kids of your very own, date single mothers, because like I said in the prior video, her kids will first and foremost come before you always. Second of all, will always be the kids' fathers that she'll always have some kind of interaction or dealings with in some shape or form, because anytime you have a kid, I look at it also from this perspective, fellas. Anytime you have a kid by somebody, even when you may break up with that person after having a kid by them, you will always share a special bond with that person. And I also look at it from this angle as well. Anytime a guy may have a kid by a woman, even if they may not be on good terms, that guy, for the most part, looks at that woman as his ownership, you could say, in a sense, his property, similar to how a landowner or a landlord may fill out the paperwork and get the deed and whatnot for a piece of property, a piece of land, to be able to have a stake in, have investments in, and in some cases have a building, maybe a church built on or whatnot. Well, this analogy is similar to guys that have baby mamas. This is how they look at baby mamas. And it also goes to show how the example that I just gave about how you may be in a process or may currently be in a relationship with a baby mama, chances are it would come a case, not all the time, but sometimes she was still, even if she may happen to tell you, as soon as she was to mention her kid's father or fathers, in some cases, tell you about them, how she's no longer dealing with them at all. That would always be a lie, unless the only way she could not be dealing with either her baby dad or baby daddies is if her baby daddies were to pass away. That's the only way she would be able to cut out complete dealings with them. Once again, and best believe me, fellas, there are some women who still will always not be able to get over their baby daddies completely due to how, like I just stated, they share a special bond and will always share a special bond with their kids' father or fathers in some cases. And once again, there will come cases, fellas, when that same single mother you're dealing with will also flake on you, especially if you may not stay with that single mother. She may happen to have her own spot, whereas you may have your own spot, and the two of you may end up arranging to go out on a date, only for that particular date to come around and her to flake on you or ghost you at the last minute. And one of the main reasons why, fellas, is because she is still seeing either the kid's father or fathers. And once again, in some cases, while she's ghosting you, come that actual date to take out on whichever date and wherever. It may come a case where she will usually be out on a date with either the kid's father or fathers. If not that, usually be involved in having sex with that kid, either that kid's father or fathers. That's just part of the territory when dealing with single mothers, fellas. That's another reason why I would advise all of my guys that's not fathers, that doesn't have kids of their very own, to not get involved long term when a woman that already has kids, already has a ready-made family, as some people consider them, due to how she'll always have dealings with her kids' father or fathers. Even if you marry that woman, end up falling deeply in love to the extent where after forming a close bond with her kids, to the extent where they will consider you as taking a role or stepping up to be their real daddy over their biological daddies, will end up accepting you way more than they would their very own blood fathers. That woman will still be in some shape or form dealing with the kid's father or fathers, if not financially, as part of him giving her money on behalf of child support. Or if she may be a single mother, even if she's a single mother that may have been married before, only to divorce after having a rocky relationship with the kid's father, either kid's father or fathers, she would still have some sort of dealings to a certain extent with the kid's father or fathers, whether it may be on behalf of child support, alimony, or downright for sexual purposes, for recreational purposes. Once again, fellas, take heed to dealing with women that are single, either single or divorced mothers. Be very mindful. If you do plan on going that route, very careful, because it could be dangerous. And especially if she may have either a problematic and toxic baby daddy or baby daddies. And that's even worse if she may have multiple baby daddies, and all of them may happen to be some of the most dysfunctional baby daddies and some of the most toxic and problematic baby daddies, due to how so many black women love to pick some of the worst groups of men they could find. Like I said in the previous video, either guys that are thugs, straight up thugs, if not that, usually womanizers, if not that, usually scam artists, drug dealers or drug addicts. Either of the four. In some cases, usually all of the above as well, believe it or not. Anyway, I have already proved my point on how there are some women who still reconcile with their baby daddies due to sexual purposes. And before I want to end this video, but before I end the video, make sure you first and foremost, you people that are my long time followers, and has been my long time followers of my channel, even since day one, you already know the routine. However, for my brand new followers, make sure you first and foremost like the video, you comment on it, you share it, and last but not least, you subscribe to the channel. Now, once you choose to subscribe to the channel, you will have a choice of either all upcoming content or videos to be notified of, personalized upcoming content or videos, or no upcoming content or videos at all. Make sure you pick to be notified of all of my upcoming videos. So until next time, you guys have a good one.